What happens after somebody visits your church for the first time? Most churches work really hard to get people to show up, but then they quickly fall through the cracks. There's not a great follow up system in place, and we want to help you fix that. We want to show you the system that we put into place to use automations and combine that with the human element so that first time visitors feel like they are welcome and that we want them to come back and that they want to be connected into the life of the church. So a visitor typically finds us online on social media, or they find us on the website. They're looking for a church near me, and we pop up. Our church pops up, our website pops up, or they come from social media. They see something, a post of ours. They come to our website. That's typically the path people are gonna take. It's about 80%, over 80% of people look at the website when deciding if they're going to come to the church or not. So they come to the website, they check us out. Hopefully, we have a great visitor page. From there, they come to our first service. They experience the lobby, the parking lot. They come into the service experience. And from there, hopefully, we're asking them to fill out a Connect card. This will collect their information and get them into our system. So most churches actually drop off at that point. Like they don't have a great Connect card, or they have a Connect card, but there's a drop off after that. Like there's not a connection that happens. So people don't just need information, they need connection. We want to make sure we're following up in a way that connects them into the life of the church. It's not just about more information. That's good, but how do we really get them to connect? And what we've learned is we want to be almost like a sales consultant when it comes to our church. When you're in business, you want to follow up with a potential lead and close the deal. In this church scenario, we want to make sure that as a visitor comes to our church, they experience it for the first time. We want to notice them, and we want to follow up with them really, really well, both with automation and a personal touch with the human element. Most churches wait too long to follow up. They wait longer than a week, and that doesn't work. Like people are gone. They're not thinking about the church, or they forget to follow up. We don't want to rely on a volunteer to remember to follow up. We want to have a system in place. The first 24 hours is critical. We have to reach out, and within that first week, there should be multiple touches that we send with multiple types of media that we're engaging with the person. They want to know if we care. They want to know if our church is organized. They want to know if they could see themselves at our church. And so within that first week, we need to make sure we're reaching out with automations. When I say automations, I mean emails, text messages that are put into place that automatically happen. And we put their name and insert their information into those automations, those messages. But then we also need that human element. So we want to make sure somebody's calling them. We want to make sure maybe there's a written note that gets sent out to them. So we want this human element to be mixed in, but we can use automation to trigger those human elements so nobody has to remember, the system remembers. That's really the key to our system that we want to show you in this video. So you can create something like this, or you can at least take a look at what this could look like. The Connect card becomes your that digital front door follow-through system that really leads to relationship. That's the idea behind the Connect card. What we like to do is have the Connect card be announced in service. Whenever somebody comes for the first time, they should always get the announcement to fill out the Connect card. There should be a QR code or something where they can scan it with their phone to fill it out online, digitally on their phone. Or you could do a physical Connect card. In fact, we recommend that. A lot of people still like to use a pen and fill out that Connect card. But then after church, after the service, somebody needs to put that information into the system so that the system can send those automatic follow-ups. We want to make sure that there's a website that leads to the Connect card. So let me show you on my screen what this starts to look like. This is actually the Connect card. It's a survey that people can fill out. They fill out their name, their information, phone number, city, state, basic contact information. They also check the box to consent to receive messages from the church, and then once they do that, they get dropped into a pipeline. Okay, a pipeline looks like this, where automatically the system pops them into place. You can see that card just popped in there. And then from there, we can move them through our process. So they planned a visit, then they filled out a Connect card, and then our process goes from there. So there's a welcome event, maybe they need to get baptized, and then ultimately we want to get them to serve on a team. But that should happen. There should be automations in place that make that happen. The automation, let me show you our system here. This is a diagram of the strategy. And it starts off with some sort of a form or survey that gets filled out. That's step one. So they fill out their information. Once they fill out that information, they should go to, like, we call it a thank you page, just saying, hey, thank you, you're welcome to the church. Maybe there's a little video in there even from the pastor, a little greeting. That'd be great. A little bonus if you could do that. But then automatically that kicks them into our system that follows up with them. So within the next 2 hours, you're going to get a text message saying, hey, thanks for visiting. That's automated. And then there's going to be an internal notification that gets sent to our staff. So again, I'm just showing you on our diagram here. All these things are triggered by that one form. When they click that submit button, all these things happen. The staff gets notified that this person came for a visit. They get the name, email, phone number, all there in an email that gets sent to that staff member. This could be a staff, a staff member that's paid, or it could be like a volunteer that's in charge of this. From there, they'll get more messages. Like on Monday, they'll get a message, hey, we want you to reach out. The staff will get a message that says, hey, we want you to reach out. And there's going to be a video that's sent just greeting the person that came on Sunday. And that video is going to be sent out to them via text message, just with a greeting. Okay, then that's a really nice touch, like that personal video, just saying their name and hey, we noticed that you visited, and we just want to say thank you and welcome. Those type of things make a huge difference. If your church is small enough and the pastor can do this, that'll make a world of difference. So that's a great tip. At the very least, we should also do a phone call. So if you can't do the video, again, with our phones, that makes it super easy just to do a selfie video. But we should call them or in place of the video, or in addition to the video, call them. So you could, again, do both of these. I think both are going to be great. Also, we want to send out a email. So on Tuesday, drop an email in their inbox. On Wednesday, they should receive a handwritten note from our church that maybe there's a thank you card that you just have on property. So on Sundays, a volunteer, somebody can fill out that card. Or on Monday morning, somebody can fill out that card and then put that in the mail. We just want to touch them in multiple ways. So I'm giving you a lot of information, but I want you to feel the warmth of that, where yes, there's automations that are triggering, that's saying, hey, today it's Monday morning, write a handwritten note. And it could even have in that notification to the staff, it could even have like, what is the message for the handwritten note, like pre-programmed in the system. So all that, we want to go ahead and set that up in the system. Again, it looks like this. And let me show you the system itself so you can see what that automation looks like. So this is the automation. This is called a trigger at the top. From there, it triggers out the text message that goes out on Sunday afternoon that says, thank you for coming to the first-time visitor. But then there's an internal staff notification that gets sent with that visitor information. So the staff right away, or that volunteer coordinator, whatever position you have on your church, they get notified right away. We also want to send out a Google review request so that they can rate the church, their experience. If it's 4 or 5 star, we want to send that straight to Google. If it's less than that, we want to filter that to come to the church so that their comments can be replied to from the church. But it doesn't go to Google but we can still address that. So that's another way to help the church with their marketing by posting Google reviews that are 4 or 5 star directly onto the site. So again, this is part of the automation. Like all this stuff is happening as part of the automation. Like the first time visitors getting emails and text messages, and then your staff, your leadership team, your volunteers, they're also getting messages of what to do, create a video, write a handwritten note, make a phone call, and they're given directions in that notification of here's exactly what we want you to say, and then they can follow that script. We're making it easy to win, easy to follow up with that through this automation. And again, this is all set up once. We put it in place once, and then the automation kicks off dozens and dozens of times after that for every new visitor that comes to the church. So hopefully, hopefully you're tracking with that. The big idea, though, is to make it very intentional and have them fill out that form. And once they fill out that form, all these things get triggered and happen in the back end all the time, over and over again. And it makes it very simple for us to notice the person and make that quick connection so that they get connected quickly into the church. Okay, so that's part of our initial process. If you look at our diagram here, we just want to make sure we're helping strangers to become first-time guests. That's usually through our plan a visit process. And then first-time guests to coming back as an attender, coming back to their second visit. That's really that connect card that we're talking about here today. How do we really create that nice follow-up system so that person follows up? And then a follow-up system, actually, if you noticed it, it goes for about 12 weeks. Like every week, we're sending a text message and an email to remind them of the service time, the location, and just to give them a bump that, hey, church is coming up, and we hope to see you this week. And there's about a 3-month window, a 12-week window where they're still open to coming. So again, we're gonna reach people in the beginning through our marketing. You know, Google, maybe we're running ads, we're optimizing the website, those type of things. We're on social media. We get them to show up. Once they show up to that first service, we want to connect that connect card to trigger these automations so they're taking their next steps with us. So on the back end of your website, you're going to go to automation and then look for connect card. This is where you can see this automation that we've set up, and you can make changes to any of the messaging that's here. So if you scroll down, you'll see a little icon. This is a text message, okay? And you can make edits to that. This is the internal, that little bell right there shows an internal notification that'll come to your team. Right now you can click on edit, and then that'll take you to the message that you can customize for what that message needs to be. Once you're done, hit save. That'll update the message. Once you customize, click on save down here, and then that'll make sure that it gets saved. Your change gets saved by clicking save action. And then you just keep scrolling down through and making updates. You can read right here, it says internal notification. And then from there, you'll see the internal message that gets sent to your staff. Okay, and then again, this is a text email with the email icon. So you can edit that email here. Okay, and we like these emails to be pretty basic. So not a whole lot going on, like very basic emails that get delivered. They look more authentic. We're not trying to look corporate. We're trying to look like it's coming from a actual person from the church. Okay, so go down through these, make the automations. I will say the text messaging, in order to edit the text messages, you'll go to the area right here under marketing, and text messages are called snippets. And then under snippets, you'll come to the folders, and from the folders, you'll see the connect card. And in the connect card, you'll see all the text messages for the first, 12 weeks. And you'll just go through each of those messages to edit and customize right here. Okay, and it gives you a preview of what it looks like right there. Okay, so the emails you can edit right in the automation. The text messages, you'll want to come to that marketing area to snippets, go to your folder, it helps you find them faster, and then click on Connect Card. And then you can just go through from top to bottom, customize all those messages. It will automatically update the automation. Again, that's going to be right automation. It's going to say Connect Card. And when you go in there, it pulls all the email and text messages all in one place, pulls the internal notification all in one place, and it times everything properly so it gets delivered at the right time. So it's all set up, ready for you. We just want you to go in there and make edits so that it's personal. If you want to add some nuances, the message is already there. We've created it for you already. But if you just wanted to add a little bit of your voice, a little bit more of that, then feel free to go through this entire automation throughout the entire 12-week process and make any edits that you would like to make. So thanks for joining me on this video. My name is Michael with Church Brand Guide. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video, and I'll see you on the next one.